unless Rick Tyler is spokesman for Ted Cruz campaign. Rick, are you part of the I Hate New York crowd? Where are you on this one?
I love New York. You got to be kidding me, Chris.
It has bad values. What happened to Billy Joe in a New York state of mind? I thought we liked that.
No one said there were bad values. It's just different values. Look, it's Peter King or Steve King.
Pull back. You're pulling back.
No, I'm not pulling back.
It's not a statement of bad values to say he's got New York values. You're candidate.
You said that, Chris. They're different values. Look, it's Steve King or Peter King. It's in Texas, we can have open carry. You can't even have a weapon in New York City. You'd be arrested. Okay, it's the people that they send to Congress. New York sends liberals. Texas sends conservatives. It's attitudes on marriage. It's attitudes on...
How long did it take you to come up with this, Rick? How many hours of desperate struggle and spin led to, we're not knocking this guy for having New York values. We're not really knocking him. Separate but equal, right? Is this separate but equal? Different values, but, you know, I think separate but equal is not going to win here like it didn't win in the courts back in '54. I don't think you can argue they're different values, but they're just as good as ours.
Are you saying New York values are the same as our values?
It's about one question. What does Ted Cruz mean when he attacks New York values?
He didn't attack them. He said they were different than Iowa values. Are you disputing that? Are you saying it's different? I think they're different. Anybody would know that. Look at the voter registration compared to New York anywhere. They don't send Republicans. They don't send conservative Republicans. They send liberals.
Who's running for president of Iowa? Is that what he's running for? He's running for president of the United States, and they're having an Iowa caucuses for the president of the United States, and New York is part of the United States. Isn't it?
New York values are different than most of the rest of the country. Not all, but most of it.
Oh, they're different than the rest of the country now. So it's not just New York and Iowa. It's the entire United States has different values than the city of New York. The city. How about the whole state of New York? Where are you on this one?
Well, let's go through the policies. So can you carry a weapon openly in New York? No, you can't.
Okay, let me go to Michael. I'm going to let you guys debate. I think Michael's big city enough to handle this one. Michael, this looks like the city mouse being attacked by the country mouse. This is worse than high school. This is fairy tale. Go ahead, your thoughts. What did he mean by what did he mean by New York values? I mean, was it about ethnicity? Was it about pushiness, loudness? What are the implications here? What are the implications?
Actually, Chris, it's not about any of that, and this is Ted Cruz speaking to a particular constituency and pointing out, and I think very much as Rick has, this idea that their values are different from yours, and that is the difference that he wanted to contrast with Donald Trump.
Okay, which Trump value is different than Cruz's value?
Well, I mean,
why doesn't he talk about the guys he's running against?
No, but Chris, it's a lot about what Rick has just said. I mean, it's those things that impact people every day. It's their outlook on the world. It's how they see problem solving. How they address issues in their own lives. There are differences, and what Cruz, I believe, was trying to do there, in a very real political sense, was to draw that stark contrast between a Donald Trump, who is an East Coast New York Republican, from a Ted Cruz, who is a Southwest Texas Republican.
You both guys agree so much it's driving me crazy. Let me ask you one. I want to start with Rick.
Chris, you want us to say something that just doesn't exist.
Okay, I want to ask you
what you're going to doesn't happen.
Let's go to particulars. Is there a difference in New York and Iowa in how to fight ISIS, Rick Tyler? How's the difference? Explain its relevance to the campaign issues. How to fight ISIS. What's the difference between New York values and Iowa values?
Look, Chris,
in fighting ISIS, well, I'm just trying to go through different cases. How about putting out fires when there's a fire somewhere?
You want me to speak for the entire city of New York on how they would address ISIS compared to the entire state?
Your candidate started going after New York values, which
Chris,
I know has a nice way of throwing shade on New York. But go ahead, your thoughts.
No, I'm not throwing shade in New York. I'm saying it's different. I mean, I think everybody in America would agree that New York values are not the same as our values. And so let me give you an example. So every morning show you turn on.
Go ahead.
Let me give you an example. Every morning show you would turn on, right? Where does it come from? It comes from New York City, right?
Right.
So when was the last time we did the cool hunting gear that was coming up for the hunting season for deer season? Well, that's important to a lot of Americans, but D.C. didn't cover, New York City didn't cover that. There are a lot of issues. They don't cover NASCAR. They used to make fun of country music. Now they have them on because they get ratings. But there's a lot of differences between what's important to New Yorkers.
Now they're taste differences, but that's not values.
No, there's also a difference between
the New York. That's taste.
There's also a difference between the New York media covering the birther issue, which is great entertainment, but nobody in Iowa asked us about that. That's a different.
That's very
comes
clever.
from a value.
You know what? You are on retreat. You're in retreat. It's a knock on New York. No, it's a knock on New York. It's a knock on Trump. When you say New York values, look, I know the whiff.
I love New York. They're just not my values.
By the way, you know, I talk for everybody watching right now. Everybody watching knows that you're hiding. Anyway, thank you, Michael Steele, and thank you, Rick Fowler.
Come on.
Hey, look, I've had to do spin in my time, too. That's what you're doing. Coming up, and Michael, you're defending him. And